Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a recorded edition of Speaking of Zane. Thought I would try something new, give myself a little flexibility. I haven't done one of these recordings before. Everything we've done, all 330 editions of Speaking of Zane have been live streams. So I thought I would try a recorded session tonight and see how that goes. So stay tuned for that. Give me your feedback after the session, and I would love to hear it. But anyway, it's been quite some time since we did an edition of Speaking of Zane. You guys know I'm sort of in this mode of evaluating content and frequency and impact and all the different stuff. So look for me to experiment a little bit going forward. It's not that we have lost our enthusiasm for Speaking of Zane. It's just life's changed. It's been 10 years since we lost him. There are different dynamics, all kind of different things. So I would expect that we'll still continue to do some variation of Speaking of Zane, maybe alter the frequency, the format, not sure. But we'll try this tonight, and I expect it to be sort of an abbreviated version, recorded, just to get you all up to speed. I think it was, here we are, March 1st. This will be the 331st edition of Speaking of Zane. But it's been since January. We didn't have a Speaking of Zane in the entire month of February for lots of reasons, but I'll see if I can get us caught up just a little bit, and then we'll move on into whatever it looks like going forward. So stick with us. But Lori and I just got back Friday night from Costa Rica. We had such a fantastic vacation, disconnected for the most part. I didn't even take my laptop down there, and disconnected. We went to the JW Marriott Guanacaste, which is on the Pacific coast of Costa Rica. You fly into an airport called Liberia, and then you drive. We had a driver. We took a shuttle, private shuttle, about an hour and a half, hour and 45-minute drive to get to the coast. Very secluded, right on the beach. We had a beautiful room overlooking the ocean. It was just a fantastic week to disconnect. Costa Rican people were fantastic. The people at the resort were awesome. So we got there last Sunday. We came home on Friday, got home late Friday night, but very good trip, great disconnect. You always, every time you go to some place like this, you're like, oh, I can't wait to come back. I can't wait to go back. But I'm like, Lori, yeah, it'd be great. It was great, but think of all the other places in the world we haven't been yet. And anyway, it is a place that I could see going back to, but we had a really good time. A few weeks before that, we actually took a drive down to Punta Gorda, Florida, an 8-hour drive, and we visited the new My Warrior's Place location. Got to spend some time with Kelly, installed some wireless access points, got some surveillance cameras up and running, and just had a really good week down there for that. I don't think we've had a Speaking of Zane since we made that trip, but I can't wait to get back down there already. But Kelly has really got some great plans for that new property. Now she has 2 properties in Punta Gorda, one on a waterway and one out in the middle of nowhere, where there's going to be a gun range and all kind of stuff out there. We visited there before too. And then eventually the Ruskin, Florida location will go away as soon as she gets everything moved down there. But just a great evolution to her program. down there. We had such a good time there. I can't wait to get back. Let's see. Health-wise, you guys know I had this pulmonary embolism thing back in November. Everything's great. So far, so good. I've been walking a lot. Just competed in a February step challenge, and there were 392 of us, I think, and I came in 50th, so not too shabby. And I've got a lot of walking to do this year with the different events and activities and stuff, including the 50-mile march that I'm doing. That's going to be here before you know it, and I'm still not. I'm still trying to build up to that. In fact, I have to qualify. In order to do the 50 miles, you got to qualify, and the qualification is doing a 20-mile march. So you do 10 miles, take a 30-minute break, and do another 10 miles. So I'm looking at locations here and near the house where I can do that. And you got to track it, and you got to have a 15-pound pack, all the stuff. You have to document everything, and then you have to submit that. And so I've got between now and April 11th to do that. So I'm trying to figure out when I want to do it. Do I have a couple of shots at it? That sort of thing. So I think I'm going to do we've got a trail here called the Noonday Creek Trail, which is relatively flat. It's about 8 miles. So I can go 8 miles, 8 miles, and then 16, and then I can do 4 more, two out and 2 back, or something like that. But I'm still working on when I'm going to be able to do that in the month of March. I've got till April 11th. Now on the fundraising aspect of that, the minimum expectation is to raise $2,500. Well, I've exceeded that already, thanks to just a tremendous number of generous colleagues, coworkers, friends, family, and I'm actually at $3,405 that I've raised. So I've got between now and August to raise even more. I haven't set a new goal, maybe 5,000. I don't know. That would be another, $1,600, something like that. So I'm sure I can do that. But should be fun. Speaking of walking, the Running to Honor 5K that we've participated in for many years now is coming up in July. We'll be doing that in person in Michigan. You guys know that. But I will also be doing it with some colleagues of mine in London again, and in Amsterdam again, like I did last year. And I was chatting with Aaron this afternoon about the race shirts and all the stuff. And I told him I have a couple $1,000s to work with. How many shirts and finishers medals and all that I can get? And so we worked all that out. And then I've got a guy in the London office that's helping me with the logistics. So I'm hoping that we'll have maybe 20 people in London, 20 people in Amsterdam. So that'll be a lot of fun to do that. Well, let's see. We had some. Well, the Braves are in spring training. Any baseball fans? So the Braves are like 7-2 with. I think today they had a tie, 2-2. But anyway, I'm excited about the Braves getting going. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to any spring training games this year, but I do enjoy baseball. Well, we had some birthdays. My family, my siblings and I were all sort of in this window of time. My birthday's in March. My brother Terry's is March 6th. My brother Brad's was yesterday, February 28th, which he shared with my grandmother, Grandma McDonald. And then my sister Sharon's was last week on the 22nd. So we have this string of birthdays in late Feb, early March. So happy birthday to all 3 of my siblings. And I got some travel coming up. So I'm home. Actually, now I'm home for 2 full weeks, which is great. I got a lot of catch up on, a lot of prep for. And then I'll be going to St. Louis for a few days, the week of like March 18th. And then the following week, March 24th, I'll go again for a few days. And then I'm home for a week. And then I'm going to Tampa for the week of April 6th. Taking my entire team down there. We're going to do some planning and stuff at our new office in Tampa. And then the last week of April, back over to London. Be my first trip back to London since last, I think, September. Remember, I was supposed to go in November and then had the blood clots in my lungs. But so I'll get to go at the end of April, then I'll be again in August, and then again in December probably. But hat of the week, hat of the week, hat of the week always has something to do with what is going on around here at the fabulous McDonald Estate and Insane Asylum. And so I wore my Costa Rica hat. We had such a great time. Their sort of national motto is Pura Vida, which is pure life, and they really take that seriously. But it was a good visit. Fun fact about Costa Rica: they don't have a standing army. They don't have a military. They do have a police force, and they do have a border patrol, but they don't have a military. I guess they just have some alliances in the region, but of course they're very friendly to the United States. So I'm sure we would come to their aid were anything to happen there. But our experience was fantastic there. Well, let's see. How about some military history items? I just have a few. I mean, it's been over a month since we were together. And a lot of things occurred, but a few things that stood out. Was the anniversary of the Looking Glass, which many of us are very familiar with. We were involved in that mission for years. On February 3rd, 1961 was the first official 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We kept that mission up all the way into the early 90s. Fantastic Cold War mission. And then speaking of the early 90s, we had the kickoff of the ground war for Desert Storm. That began February 24th, 1991. Many of us, all of us at Offutt, we were on standby. We had all our mobility stuff ready. We were ready to go and do these rotations and stuff on the command post. And, the ground war only lasted about 100 hours. So we all stood down, and the RCs continued to go, but none of us on the ECs deployed. There was an EC deployed from Ellsworth. Randy Bergmeyer was part of that mission. Of course, we just had on February 16th, we had President's Day, which acknowledges the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln on the 12th and George Washington on the 22nd. My sister Sharon shares that date with George Washington. And here's a nice little fun fact. On February 28th, who remembers this? 1983 was the final episode of MASH. Remember that? We were at Offutt. I was at Offutt in '83, and just got there. And I remember watching the final episode of MASH, and that series ran for 11 years. I still watch episodes every now and then. It's an interesting show for sure. Well, I'm not going to do a Veteran Cemetery Challenge update. I know we've had a lot of visits. I think I'll pick this back up when we do the next live session. And then likewise with the Think a Vet Challenge. I've had a number of them over the last month, but I haven't had a chance to sort of chronicle them all and add them all up. So we'll pick that back up again. You guys feel free to always share those with me so we can make sure to add those up. And I mentioned the Running to Honor. You can still be involved in that if you'd like. If you go to Running to Honor, just Google Running to Honor, then you can join the Speaking of Zane team if you'd like to, from wherever you're at. And now I got to talk about, we have a section, Heroes Lost and Wounded. And of course, you guys know, you probably heard today that it's been announced that we've lost 3 service members in this attack on on Iran, Epic Fury. No details on where they were, what branch, or anything like that. But it sounds like they were on the receiving end of Iranian missile strikes. And that would make me think maybe Bahrain or something like that. But I know that information will come out over the coming days, but our hearts go to the families that now are not going to have their loved ones forever It's just a tragic loss, but I'll tell you, I'm a fan of what we're doing. I think it's long overdue. I think the world, the U.S. for sure, and the world will be a better place without that regime and the influence they've had for the last 47 years. That's just my opinion. At some point, you got to punch a bully in the nose. You got to take a stand. Do you keep letting your lunch money get stolen, or at some point, do you confront the bully? And I think we've not had someone strong enough or an administration strong enough in the past to make the case to actually execute on it and punch the bully in the nose. And finally, we do. And now we're going to see. I think it seems overwhelming that the Iranian people are behind what we're doing. So we'll see how things play out. We'll continue to pray for those that are in harm's way, and we'll continue to be in harm's way for some period of time. So, all right. Well, that is it. That's the abbreviated version of Speaking of Zane for March the 1st, 2026, trying this new format of recording the session. So perhaps if I'm ever out of town on the Sunday night, I can record the session some other time and just have it publish in the time slot, Sunday night at 8:30. So I'm going to try that today and see. I've recorded it here. It's about 6. I started about 6 o'clock Sunday afternoon. So now I'm going to do the recording, save the recording. Then I should be able to have the recording published at 8:30, which is normally when we have the Speaking of Zane. So we'll see how that works this time. It'll be a nice little test for how we go forward with things, but look forward to your feedback. I do like the live interaction, but there's going to be times when maybe that's not possible, or if I can just record something quickly and throw it in the time slot, that's better than not having it. So we'll see how it goes, but appreciate every one of you. God bless you, and have a great week, and we'll look forward to chatting again soon. God bless.